before you go.
Don't disrespect me.
No. Designation card. His designation card. No. You.
Welcome to my channel where we put misconduct in the spotlight, examine police and legal procedures, defend civil liberties, and insist on real accountability. This episode is brought to us by Audit. Be sure to check the link below, subscribe to his channel, and give him the credit he truly deserves. In this installment, Audit is outside Trowbridge Police Station, simply minding his own business, when officers spot the camera and instantly shift into control mode, not because of any crime, not because of any complaint, but simply because they do not like being recorded. Within moments, it becomes a barrage of demands for his personal details, vague mentions of legal powers, and a complete failure to clarify which law they are actually relying on. What makes it even worse is the sheer confidence with which they say it, as if their tone alone can somehow replace actual legislation. They talk over him, skip basic professional conduct, and expect compliance based purely on their authority. However, when Ed starts pushing them on the exact legal power they think they possess, the conversation takes a turn that they clearly were not prepared for.
You talking to me?
Yeah.
Oh, what is
Any
it?
particular reason for filming the police station?
Excuse me. Is that the way you approach a member of the public around here?
Yeah, normally.
All right. Well, I'm not going to be speaking to you then.
I'm
Whoa, what's going on here?
just asking why you're filming the police station.
Because I can. What's your name and number?
First of all,
No, not. I'm not going to speak to you. Do you want to identify yourself?
I don't have to identify myself.
Do you want to identify yourself?
You're filming a police station.
Yeah, you identify yourself there. 2541 Jenkins. Yeah? Okay, so the reason I'm filming a police station today is because I can.
Okay.
Yeah.
We were just coming out to see if you needed any assistance.
Not at all. I'm outside the police station. If I needed assistance, I would have gone in.
Okay, no problem. That's fine.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
We're just coming out to make sure you're okay.
That's fine. I'm fine. You're
Okay.
dismissed now.
You don't dismiss me.
I actually do. You're a
No.
public servant. I'm a member of the public.
The encounter begins with officers spreading out around him rather than engaging in a single clear conversation, a tactic clearly meant to box someone in before a single legal word is even spoken. They immediately question why he is filming, but Ed turns the tables and asks them to identify themselves, yet none of them comply except one, and another even claims he does not have to, which is simply incorrect. Under their own code of ethics, specifically Section 3.3.5, officers are expected to be open and accountable, which includes providing identification when reasonably requested. That is not optional. It is basic professional conduct. Instead of doing that, they fall back on the weak excuse that they only approached to see if he needed help. But if that were genuinely the case, it would have been a single polite question, not a coordinated surround and interrogation.
what's your name?
I think you're fine with crown servants, so you need to get the facts right.
I think we need
Excuse
to
me?
take some details off you. What's your name?
What crime do you suspect me of committing?
Well, at the moment you're filming a police station.
What crime do you
okay?
suspect me of committing?
No, listen.
I am listening. What crime?
You're filming a police station.
What crime do you suspect
okay?
me of committing?
And at the moment, for security purposes.
What crime do you suspect me of committing?
Hold on a
What
second.
crime do you suspect me of committing?
Well, at the moment, you're filming the police station.
And what crime is that?
I don't know what your reasons are. For
Sir, we go on what we do
filming
know, not what we don't. So what crime do you suspect me of committing? Could you please articulate legislation? If you're not going to articulate legislation, this conversation is over.
Okay, that's fine. If you don't want to talk to us,
Yeah.
that's
So I told you, you are dismissed.
There's obviously you don't need to say that, do you?
Well, I'm
Right.
saying it.
The reason I'm speaking to you is because you're filming the.
I don't care. You
police
haven't
station.
identified yourself, so I'm not going to speak to you.
28008.
So now you want to identify
Okay.
yourself. Your policy says you have to at the beginning. All right.
Right.
Now I'll
You're
see your
also-
warrant card
you're
also.
You're also.
Show me your warrant
No,
card.
Hold on a second.
End of conversation.
The situation quickly escalates into demands for personal details, yet not a single legal section is cited, no offense is described, and the only justification offered is a vague reference to security concerns simply because he is filming outside a police station. But how exactly does providing his name address that concern? If filming is the issue, knowing his identity does not neutralize the camera. That line of reasoning makes no sense at all. When Ed points out that policing is supposed to be based on what officers can clearly articulate rather than on what they speculate might be happening, he is absolutely correct. Suspicion has to be grounded in something real, not just imagination. One officer eventually gives a name when pressed, but refuses to produce a warrant card or official ID to verify it, which completely undermines the very accountability they expect from him. They are demanding full transparency while offering absolutely none in return.
Suspicious.
Not at all. Listen, you are not even a police constable. I suggest you hush your gums. Oh,
You need to wind your neck in.
I need to wind my neck in? Okay, so having my neck wound out is a crime, is it?
Yes, it is.
Is it? What
You're
crime?
being arrogant.
I'm not being
Why do you
arrogant.
disrespect me?
Listen, and you're not being disrespectful to me right now by running your mouth at me.
How do I know?
Who do you think you are?
How do I know what you're doing? I don't understand what you're doing.
Listen, do you need to know?
At this moment in time, you're suspected for a terrorism offence.
Oh, Section 43?
Because
Section 43?
You're filming
Is that Section 43?
You're filming inside the police
Is that
station.
Section 43?
You're filming inside
Is that Section 43?
Stop interrupting.
I'm asking you,
You're
Constable.
filming
I'm asking you,
inside of a
Constable.
police
I'm not going to
station.
speak to you anymore. Is it Section
Why
43?
are you filming a police station?
Is it because I can?
Well, at the moment, like I say, you can't.
Could you, if you want to articulate legal legislation that says I can't, then I will. Let's wind it in. Let's wind it in. I'm going to ask you a specific question. What you just said there, in regards to the terrorism, yeah, are you talking about Section 43?
I'm talking about somebody...
No, sections. Legislation, please. Let's talk legislation.
I don't need to talk legislation.
Do you know it? If you're not going to talk legislation, this is over.
When an officer blurts out, "Wind your neck in," and then claims it is a crime when challenged, that is not merely a slip of the tongue. It reveals a fundamental misunderstanding of what actually constitutes an offense under the law. There is no criminal statute built around someone being verbally assertive or pushing back against authority. Public order laws require specific elements, such as threatening or abusive behavior that is likely to cause harassment, alarm, or distress, and simply speaking back to an officer does not meet that threshold. The fact that it is framed as criminal simply because they do not like the tone says far more about their level of tolerance than it does about any actual wrongdoing. Then comes the familiar fallback, terrorism, not with a clear section cited, but just the word itself, as if invoking it somehow removes the need for any proper explanation. When one officer says he does not have to discuss legislation, that is precisely the problem. If you are using a statutory power, you should be able to state it clearly and confidently.
I'm asking you why you're filming a police station.
If you articulate a crime which says that I am at liberty to give you that, listen, you just asked me a question.
For the camera, this gentleman is pointing a camera into a police station.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
there's obviously cause for concern.
What cause for concern?
Well, because of the security.
Articulate
of the
crime.
station.
No, listen. Articulate a crime to me. What? From who? From who?
From all kinds of
From who?
Any
what are you talking about? Be specific. I'm being specific with you.
Anything that looks out of place. That's
what's
how we work.
out of place?
A person that.
All right. So I'll tell you what I'm doing. 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 I'm making a story. I'm an investigative journalist, and I'm gathering content for a story. Okay. There's my reason.
And that's what we're trying to find out.
Yeah, we just told you. I didn't have to tell you, but I did.
So that's what I'm asking.
No,
I'm not threatening you or anything.
But listen, no. Because you're doing exactly what thousands of police officers do in this country. Okay, you come up to somebody expecting them not to know the law, and you start throwing accusations.
Ed keeps asking the simplest question possible: what crime has actually been committed? And instead of giving a straight answer, they keep circling back to the same vague security line, as if repeating it enough times will somehow make it legitimate. That repetition is the real giveaway. If there were a clear offense, it would have been stated plainly without hesitation. Instead, the interaction drags on while nothing concrete is put forward. Ed eventually explains why he is there, not because he is required to do so, but because he wants the stalemate to come to an end, and that is what truly exposes the situation. The more they avoid naming an actual offense, the clearer it becomes. This was never about a crime in the first place. It was about asserting authority without having the proper grounds to support it.
Shit like that around it, though. Yes, you did. You came out.
You're assuming.
Man, what is your issue? But then why won't you let me finish speaking?
Because you're not letting us speak.
You weren't.
But I don't have to let you speak.
We don't have to let you speak.
But then go away. Go back in and do some actual police work.
As a journalist, surely you should know by asking a question. You should get an answer.
Do you suspect me of a crime?
Well, at the moment,
can you answer yes or no?
I'm a bit concerned as to why you're pointing a camera.
Is concern a crime, sir?
What?
Do you suspect me of a? Do you suspect me of a crime?
Like I say, I'm trying to find out from you why you're pointing a camera.
Do you suspect me of a crime?
Well, at the moment, it's a bit suspicious that you're pointing a camera.
Is suspicion a crime?
No, it's an inquiry.
Okay, no. I don't need the cops explaining bit. Let's talk facts. Is suspicion a crime?
Well, no, not.
No, okay, stop then.
we don't
Okay,
deal
stop
with
then.
just
Okay,
crime
yes, you
all
do.
day long.
But do you
No,
suspect?
it's
Do you
a
suspect?
myriad of
Do you
different
suspect I'm about to commit a crime?
You can.
I don't know.
You can.
Do you? But if you don't know, why are you here speaking?
When Ed pins them down by asking directly, "Do you suspect me of committing a crime?" the response he gets is, "It's concern." That shift in wording matters significantly. A concern is not a legal threat. It does not unlock any statutory powers, and it certainly does not justify demands for personal details. Deep down, they know this, because when pressed outright on whether holding a camera is a crime, they admit that it is not, and that alone should have brought the interaction to a close right there. Instead, they keep trying to stretch suspicion into something actionable, as if their discomfort could somehow be upgraded into legal authority. What is really happening is pride stepping in where evidence never did. Walking away would mean admitting there was nothing to begin with. So they keep talking, hoping that persistence can replace proper grounds. But every extra explanation only serves to undermine their own position, reinforcing the same basic point. No offense, no power.
It's policing by consent, isn't it? Is it not policing
Yeah.
by consent?
I-
Okay, so when I'm asking you questions to try to understand why you're accosting me and you refuse to answer the question,
I'm not
you
accosting
are because
What
I'm
does
just a
accosting
normal
mean?
member of the public. Yes.
But you're just trying to get.
No, I'm
You
not.
are, you're
I'm
just-
not.
No, just let me speak.
I don't care what you have to say.
Okay,
How about
that's
that?
fine.
Jog on.
That's-
Off your trot.
Don't-
There's snout going on
You're
around
rude
here.
now.
Is rudeness a crime?
Yourself look silly
No, but
because
you're-
you're
Is rudeness a
trying-
crime?
you're being rude
Public
to us.
order
We
is.
don't have
Huh?
to engage
Public
with you.
order
so
is.
just wait.
Yeah, public order. But am I using excessive words or
No,
behaviour?
no,
So then
no,
don't listen. You don't even know what. Before you go,
alright.
before you go.
Don't disrespect
No,
him.
no, no, no. Designation card. I want to see his designation card. I want to see his designation card.
Neck in and get off.
No, 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 no. You wind your neck in, off your trot, little piggies. Peppa Pig. Peppa Pig.
What stands out at the end is not just the shouting, but the sudden retreat, after insisting on personal details, hinting at terrorism, and stretching suspicion as far as it could go. A different officer suddenly says they do not have to engage, which is a sharp turn from how the encounter began. They were the ones who initiated the contact, set the tone, and escalated things. Yet now, when the questions become precise and the requests for identification keep coming, disengagement becomes their escape route. One officer physically ushering the others away says far more than any explanation offered during the exchange. There's also the issue of accountability. It asks again to see designation, something that should be routine, yet no warrant card is produced, and instead they walk off shouting instructions, which is not professional communication, but frustration spilling over. If they were truly confident in their grounds, the exit would have been measured and clear, but instead it ends in raised voices and no clarity. What this really exposes is not just poor knowledge, but poor restraint. They were not enforcing anything concrete, they were simply reacting, and when reaction replaced reasoning, the whole thing collapsed under its own weight. They walked in assuming that their authority alone would carry them through the exchange, but they walked out knowing that it did not. That wraps up today's video. If you enjoyed this episode, please like, comment, and subscribe, as it really helps me continue with my independent coverage. And do not forget to check out Audit's channel linked in the description to show your support. Thanks for watching. This was my channel, and I will see you in the next one.